Chapter 6. The Hoot and Holler is off of Highway 62 of Myerton. The sign out front advertises all-you-can-eat boiled shrimp and a crab cake. Po' boy. I doubt many of the pickups and sedans in the parking lot belong to people out there for the food. Not at 1 a.m. The place was heavy smell of beer, liquor, and desperation. The polished wood bar parallels a mirrored wall, with shelves holding dozens of bottles, tequila, whiskey, scotch, bourbon. Behind it stands a man in his late 30s wearing a t-shirt pulled tight across a muscular frame, pulling a mug of beer heavy with foam, while country music plays from the loudspeakers. John isn't at the bar, so I look around at the half-filled room and spot him alone in a booth, nursing a shot of something. I walk up to him and stand at the table for a minute. He doesn't appear to see me, or at least he doesn't acknowledge my presence. "John?" I say. He glances at me, then back at his drink. He picks it up and downs it in one gulp. Then he looks back at me with eyes heavy with intoxication. His hair mussed, his tie undone, his suit rumpled. He has a plate with the remnants of the boiled shrimp. Apparently some do come for the food. "John?" I say again. He looks at me and smiles, but not in a glad-to-see-you way. "Well, hello there, Father Tom. If it isn't Father Tom. Used to be just Tom, not a priest or even much of anything. Come on, John, it's time to go." He stares at me, then goes back to picking through the plate, looking for more shrimp. Then he holds up his glass, shouting at the bartender, "Hey, Steve, another one, and one for my friend." "No, thanks, I'm good," I say over my shoulder, turning back to John. I say, "Look, Chloe's worried about you." "I know she's worried about me. I know better than you she's worried. I even know why she's worried." A young woman with her red hair pulled back in a ponytail, wearing tight jeans and a tight low-cut t-shirt from Luray Caverns, brings him the drink, placing it in a cocktail napkin on the table. John says, "Thanks, put it on my tab." Uh, the woman says, "Tab's closed. Pay up." "Aw, come on, Lola." I say, "You've had enough, John." "Listen to your friend," she says. "Cash or card?" "This," John points to me, "is not my friend, at least not now. He is my priest." "Listen, I don't care if he's the president," Lola replies. He's right. You've had enough. Now pay up." She crosses her arms. "Or am I going to have to get Steve over here?" She indicates the heavy, muscled guy behind the bar. John puts up his hands. Okay. He fumbles for his wallet and pulls out a card. "Here." Lola takes the card, and John downs his drink. "Well, I guess I'm going. You're going to drive me?" I nod. "We'll pick up your car later." He reaches into a pocket and pulls out his car keys, tossing them on the table in front of me. Lola comes back with his card and receipt. "You need a pen?" "Do I look like I need a pen?" He fumbles in his coat pocket and pulls out a silver ballpoint. He adds a tip and scratches out his signature. Putting his card back in his wallet and his pen in his pocket, he says, "Okay, lead on, Padre." I've seen John drunk only a couple of times, but I don't remember him being angry drunk, more quiet than anything else. I don't like this side of John, and I realize I don't know him anymore at all. I've been away too long. He is only a little unsteady on his feet, leaning on his cane, so I only have to help him navigate around a few tables, chairs, and bodies before getting him outside. I walk him over to my car and get him in the passenger seat. He fumbles for the seatbelt, but I reach in and buckle him in place. I get in the car, and soon we are heading south to Myerton. We drive in silence for a few moments, and I think for a time he has fallen asleep. Then I hear John say, "Chloe shouldn't have bothered you." "It's no bother," I say. "Glad to be of help." "I guess it's your job now, helping, right?" "I'm not doing it because it's my job," I say. "You're my friend." "Friend?" he says, letting out a short laugh. "Yeah, I'm your friend you haven't seen or spoken to in 10 years. I have nothing to say to that. I know, I say after a minute, but I'm still your friend and still care about you. Save it for Sunday, Padre. Now look. I stop myself and drive in silence while John sits leaning his head against the window. After a while, John speaks up again. Why'd you come back anyway? I was assigned to St. Clair's for 4 months. I know, that's what you say, but why did you come back? I had no choice. When the Archbishop makes an assignment, you can't say no. He's my superior. He's like my superior officer. You were in the army. You know that. Yeah, he said quietly. Yeah, I know that. He looks out the window. So why did you leave? I sighed. Does it matter? John looks at me. Yeah, Tom, it does to me and a lot of people. You know, you left so suddenly, people had a lot of questions. Rumors flew around for a while. I look at him quickly, then back to the road. Rumors? What rumors? The kind of rumors that your friend spent a lot of time putting down. Rumors like you had gone crazy with grief and checked yourself into a mental hospital. Rumors you had killed yourself. That was a good one. Rumors about some co-ed at the college. There were some whispers that you were responsible for Joan's death and you had to run before you could be caught. What? You heard me, John says. That's the whole story of the attempted rape, that you made it all up to cover the fact that you killed Joan. Didn't help that police started asking questions. What kinds of questions? I grip the steering wheel as my face gets hot and beads of sweat erupt on my forehead. The kinds of questions police ask about a husband and wife when the wife ends up dead. I am quiet for a few minutes before slowly asking, did they question you? Me? Oh yeah, I'm your best friend, remember? What did you tell them? That you and Joan were the perfect couple, the absolute perfect couple, without a flaw or problem in the world? You know, the truth, he snorts. John, you make one really mean drunk. That, he said, is why I don't drink at home. I don't remember you drinking at all. Well, not like this. Lots changed, he mumbled. A whole lot's changed. What's changed for you? He looks out the window. I don't want to talk about it. You can talk to me. He shakes his head. Nope, not interested. I'm your friend, I press. And as you pointed out, I'm your priest. What do you want me to do? John says, turning to look at me. Confess my sins to you so you can absolve me? Turns back to the window. No thanks. Nothing like that. Just talk to me. Tell me. Just drop it. But John, I said drop it. We drive in silence. Then suddenly John says, tell me something. Tell me about the night Joan was murdered. I don't say anything. Thought not, he says, then closes his eyes and leans back against the window. I turn my attention to the road. We have just passed into town and I make a turn on the street that will take me in the direction of his house. Tell me something, John says. What? Why did you become a priest? I sigh. Not this question again. It's complicated. How complicated could it be? You were a married man. Your wife died. Now you're a priest. I just want to know what happened between the wife dying and becoming a priest. It isn't that simple. Was it grief? You couldn't live a normal life without her, so you went into the church? Guilt? Like you had to do penance for something you did or didn't do? Drop it, John. I'm just asking. I said drop it. I say it louder and more forcefully than I mean to. John just looks at me. We're not that different. You have your pain, I have mine. We keep it private. I drink, you pray. I say nothing the rest of the way to his house. When I pull in the driveway, Chloe is waiting. I get John out of the car and he walks to her, steadier on his feet than I thought he would be. I guess that the alcohol is finally wearing off. Do you need help getting him inside? I ask Chloe. She shakes her head. No, I've got it from here. Thanks again. I nod. John, take care. As I turn to walk off, he touches my arm. Hey, Tom. Yeah. Sorry. Thanks. I smile and pat him on the shoulder before turning and walking back to my car. By the time I get back to the rectory, it's about 3 a.m. As I begin to walk up the path to the door, I have a sudden sense that someone is behind me. I spin around, and in the dim light from the street lights, I think I see a figure dart behind the corner of the rectory. "Hello?" I call. "Is someone there?" No one answers, so I continue up the path. Then I hear leaves rustling, even though there's no wind. I turn again. No one. I'm at the door and put my key in the lock when I hear the plod, plod of running feet. I turn in the direction of the sound and see a hooded figure running down the sidewalk away from the rectory. "Hey! Hey!" I call, running after the figure. Why I run after them, I don't know, but by the time I reach the edge of the yard and look down at the sidewalk, they're gone.